let's just take our customer through the cost associated with putting a file in a file folder and then filing it alphabetically in a file cabinet. And this should take about 10 minutes, and there's about 6 questions that your customer should actually know. We can peel this off, and then we can begin to walk our customer through. Now, I recommend that you have a calculator. It's not a confusing amount of statistics. However, we're going to be working through a formula that in the end will tell a customer, based on their own numbers, how much it costs per month, per document, to store it for 5 years. All right, so that's the goal we're trying to get to by taking the customer through these questions. So the first question is, what's the average time it takes to file a single document? And you got to think this thing through. I've got to have, first and foremost, I have to have a blank file folder. I have to write on that tab exactly what it is that is going to go in that file folder. Now, obviously, if we already have a file folder built for that, then it's going to go in a stack of documents somewhere, right? We're going to go to the file room, and we're going to pull that out. We're going to open a drawer. We're going to have to thumb through till we find that file folder, and we're going to have to slide it in. So in either case, there's a number, and the question is, how long would it take? Let's just say, just for the sake of argument, that the customer says, oh, that would probably take, to make a file folder, a couple of minutes to just put it in a file out of a stack and put it away that's already got a file folder built, maybe 60 seconds. So on average, let's say about a minute and a half. So we put 1.5 in that particular A section. B, what's the average time it takes to retrieve a file from a file cabinet? Well, obviously, if it's in your drawer, it's going to take less time. It's in a file room, it's going to take more. Let the customer think that through for a minute. If it is down in a file room, they have to go to the file cabinet. They usually are walking by people. They might have to stop and have a conversation about how Oklahoma beat Texas last weekend and at the water cooler for a while. Those kinds of conversations, and eventually they end up getting the document. They have to go back to their desk. They have to do whatever they're going to do with that document. Eventually they're done with it. They got to take the document back. They got to put it back in the file folder. So the actual time to do that may be, let's say, 5 minutes. So what's the average hourly salary for your office employees? And these numbers, and then we think about fully burdened. We're not just talking about probably the typical $15 an hour that the internal office worker makes, but you've got to figure in all the associated benefits that go with that. So let's use $20 in that one, $20 an hour. How much do you pay for office space per year per square foot? All right, so this is a number that most people figure when they're going out to rent office space, and they pay an amount per square foot per year. Kind of low end spectrum in that regard could be as low as $2 a square foot for warehouse space. Office space typically goes for $10 and up. In Manhattan, you could spend as much as $80 or $90 a square foot per year. So let's take an average. In Oklahoma is probably a low average, but on the street that we occupy, it's about $20 per square foot per year. And then the question then is, how many times a month does someone need to get something out of a 4-drawer file cabinet? We'll let the customers think about it. You have 4 drawers. You have about 3,500 documents per drawer. So you're talking roughly 15,000 or so documents that have to be stored just in one 4-drawer file cabinet. Let's say they go there 8 times a month. We'll just grab a number, let the customer come up with that, obviously, and then how long does it take to transfer one file drawer of files from a cabinet to a box? Now, these file cabinets, they're really for current files, but once those files are not current anymore, there's a process in which those need to be archived for a longer time period, some for as much as 10 years. Let's just say these are 5-year file files. So think about it. You don't literally go and grab the entire file cabinet drawer and you put it in a box. It doesn't work like that. You actually have to go through each and every file in that file drawer and take just the oldest documents out, because you want to keep your current, the ones that are just within a year old, current. So we have to thumb through those file by file by file by file. And we have to make a whole new file folder for everything that goes into the new file box. So, because you got to keep the old files alive. So it's not just a grab and dump, it's a real process. And that could take, oh my goodness, it could take as much as 3 hours to transfer one file drawer to a box. So we'll put a 3 in there.